So how do you think, in the current minds, from the modern perspective, what are the initiatives that we need to take, or the government needs to take, or the society needs to take, so that in the younger generation we imbibe in them the same perspective which we had in our ancestors?
These natural elements that we are talking about, they were always integral part of developing architecture, and that's how eventually it becomes sacred architecture or sacred geography of any place. So the temples, like when the temple is constructed, all these elements are taken into consideration as part of the larger ecosystem of temple. So we have water as an important element of a temple, or having vanams or forests in within the temple premises, having trees, significant trees within temple premises has always been part of our culture. And the way Indian culture looks at this aspect of ecology is a long lasting or making a longer impact on society or this ecosystem. For example, every temple has a sthala vruksham. So these sthala vrukshams are like the trees which are locally grown, which impact the microclimate of a temple. So that's why when we enter a temple, there is a different experience. Microclimate changes as you enter the temple. Eventually, uh, again, the disconnect which I'm looking at right now is the modern way of looking at sustainability is a short term view. We have certain measures to take, and then it becomes sustainable, which is again a short lived kind of a concept. But when we look at the ancient Indian wisdom about sustainability, it has a larger impact on society, on microclimate, on micro level issues of certain settlement. And that's how we think we see all these elements that you have mentioned were integral part of temple architecture, starting from the earliest times, starting from the site selection, starting from how this temple material was acquired, how construction technology was implemented on site. So all of that was extremely local, extremely defined by certain principles, so that nature is not disturbed anywhere, or to certain extent it is imbibed in the culture of temples in many ways.
Dr.